Maysville took down New Lex 43-7 last season. But last week, New Lex only lost 7-0 to Fairfield Union. And that could be an indication of how much their defense has improved going into this year's Panther-on-Panther showdown, Nathan.
Yeah, and Justin, I'll put it this way. Last week, New Lex came so close to winning, but they just couldn't capitalize when it counted in the red zone. Dalton Chapman accumulated over 100 yards and was really the catalyst to their team last week. It seems like the defense has improved, but you never know truly how much until you face a rushing attack like Maysville that's spearheaded by one Chase Roberts. Now, there was a lightning delay out in Maysville, but a little lightning won't ruin these kids' days, that's for sure. And how can you be upset when you got a Buzz Lightyear umbrella? Look at that little guy. He's staying dry and looking forward to some football. Meanwhile, it's a waiting game for the New Lex Panthers and Maysville. And Maysville right now, they were trying to find a game plan for Chase Roberts, but that's a tough task. And finally, we have some football. After waiting over an hour and a half, here we go. Let's start the highlights. Chase Roberts on a punt return, this time for 25 yards, all the way down to the 40-yard line, getting Maysville going early on in this game. And on this next play, Roberts is gonna, he gets the third down conversion, and then Johnny Runkle is the one that fumbles on the next play. So not a great ideal start for Maysville right there, but they would get a little something going early, but not on this play. Chase Himmelspah can't hold on the ball, so it's up to New Lex to get the ball next. Their quarterback getting a little work done right there on that quarterback keeper. So they end up not converting on fourth down, so Maysville gets the ball back, and there Chase Roberts getting another nice run, getting things going for the Maysville Panthers. And here Ashcraft would roll out to Roberts once again, that time for 10 yards, and Maysville would go on to win 21-0. It took a while, a late game. It actually just ended a few minutes ago, but 21-0 your final score for tonight.
Well, it was definitely a big game. 21-0 Maysville. They're now 2-0. It must be tough going through the motions, lacing up the pads, getting all fired up, and then being forced to sit for a while. So how much do you think the lightning affected both teams?
Oh, I think it affected them greatly. I mean, I can't imagine sitting around for a long time waiting for a game to start, but the Maysville and New Lex faithful, they stuck around for the game as well. The fans came out and still supported. I was actually outside of the locker room waiting for a word on when the game would start. After waiting for over an hour, I could hear a New Lex coach yell, "Hey guys, it's game time," and you could hear the roar of excitement from that locker room, and you knew it was time for some MVL football. And early in the game, there were a lot of penalties going on, as you would guess whenever you have to wait for a while. Some illegal formations, but you know that's expected whenever you're out of your groove.
And we mentioned that New Lex's defense has shown improvements, but how do they handle Maysville's rushing attack?
Well, in the first quarter, Chase Roberts was the only back consistently moving the chains. New Lex kept stuffing Himmelsball and actually forced a Johnny Runkle fumble on their first drive, and they didn't really give the ball much of Runkle in the rest of the first quarter. Plays from Roberts, Chase Roberts had a pretty good first quarter, but they did a really good job of containing the rest of the backs, like I mentioned. And they even went down, they went into halftime down 7-0, but Maysville, they kept the pedal to the metal in the second half and ended up winning 21-0.
So now, like I said, Maysville is 2-0, and they have a big game against Philo. How do you think they do against them next week?
Well, I think this team is on a roll right now. I mean, 2-0. They started out slow tonight, but they eventually found their groove in the second half and eventually settled down and got some points. Tanner Ashcraft, their quarterback, now he's showing a lot more confidence each and every game. Now they will travel to Philo next week, who could give them a good test. They're kind of nearing the top of the MVL, but Maysville and Tri-Valley are the clear favorites in the MVL right now.
So just one more question for you. We talked about New Lex's defense, but I want to know about Maysville's because they shut them out tonight.
Yeah, no, Maysville has done a fantastic job at defense. They have a lot of seniors on their team this year, a lot of big guys, especially on the line. And, I mean, like you said, gave up 0 points tonight, so it'll be interesting to see how they can handle Philo's offense next week.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, Nathan. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.